So I asked my audience one simple question. What's the worst car you've ever owned? And what made it so bad? These aren't my opinions. These are viewer feedback stories. And let's say the responses were passionate, from constant breakdowns to ridiculous repair costs to straight up regret. These are 10 real stories about cars they wish they never bought. I hope your vehicle is not on this list, but if it is, at the end, please comment below and share your story. If you are shopping for a new or used car right now in your area, you've got to visit quotes.everymandriver.com first, a free search engine for the lowest prices in your area from qualified dealerships in your zip code. That's quotes.everymandriver.com. There's also a link below this video. First story here, the Chrysler Sebring Convertible. I remember this as a rental car 20 years ago. This is from Eric in California. He says here, the top leaked. The dashboard warped in the sun, and the transmission started slipping at 65,000 miles. It looked cool when I bought it, but after a year, I was embarrassed to drive it. I was embarrassed to drive it as a rental car. I call it a summer car because that's when all the problems showed up. A Chrysler summer car. So why was this vehicle the worst? Not just for Eric, but for other people? Poor build quality, electrical and drivetrain issues, obviously, and fading interiors were common complaints across multiple model years. My take here, Eric, I've heard this one before though, cool factor fades fast when water starts dripping onto your seats and the transmission starts to act up. Thank you for sharing your story. The next one from Janice in Texas about her Dodge Journey. And what a journey. I bought it for the third row seats, she says. Worst decision ever. The engine was underpowered. The gas mileage was awful. How did you not know that beforehand? And the air conditioning failed twice in the first year. The tech felt ancient and the ride was rough. It felt outdated the day I drove it off the lot. There's your answer right there. It felt dated. What happened during the test drive? Janice, you should have noticed these things ahead of time. I'm sorry to berate you, but hey, you're not alone here. It's an underpowered vehicle, outdated design, poor reliability, and the high cost of ownership is really there, especially in warm climates. We're talking about a Dodge Journey that no one wants to buy anymore, especially used. Jazz, it's a great reminder, though, that cheap third row seating often comes with compromises every single place else, besides the third row. I think I'd be curious what your next vehicle was after that. This next story from Liam in Illinois about his Mini Cooper S. He says for the first 10,000 miles, it handled like a go-kart. But then came the electrical gremlins, turbo issues, and trips to the shop every few months. I spent more time and money on repairs than I ever did on gas. That is sad. It broke my heart and my wallet. Yeah, great handling, but plagued by higher repair costs and other vehicles, turbo problems, poor long-term reliability. That's why it's a slow seller. Liam, minis make you feel like you're in a European movie on a gold heist until you start in a financial horror story like yours. I'm sorry to hear it, Liam, but thank you for sharing your story. Maya from Washington about her Jeep Renegade. Looked rugged, drove like a shopping cart. I wonder if it had one wiggly wheel. Constant check engine lights, rough shifting, and the interior plastics felt cheap. Plastics and cheap go hand in hand. I wanted an adventure-ready vehicle, but I got something that struggled to get through a weekday commute. I'm really surprised to hear that with the Renegade, but that's the case. Reliability issues with the Renegade, lackluster performance, disappointing fit and finish by many owners compared to other crossovers. That's the perfect example, isn't it, Maya, of marketing versus reality. Jeep Renegade. You'd think it might be cool, but not every Jeep is trail rated or even daily driver approved. Your lesson's been learned, right? Chevrolet Aveo. This is from Antonio in Florida. Bought it cheap. Realized why. No power, no comfort. Everything rattled. Even the gas mileage wasn't that impressive. It felt like it was made to be disposable, and I drove it like it too. Well, you get what you pay for. They were built to be cheap, and it felt like it. One of Chevy's most forgettable and lowest rated compacts. Antonio, when a small car isn't even good at being cheap and efficient, what's left? I'm sorry to hear your story, but thanks for sharing. Volkswagen Passat is what Tina in New York was driving. It looks great, she says. Drove smooth, but then the water pump failed. The AC went out. The infotainment screen went black, and all within a few months of hitting 70,000 miles. It seems like they're on a timer, doesn't it? The worst part was the delays. I waited 3 weeks just to get it back on the road because they weren't getting the parts in. Yeah, costly repairs, common cooling system issues with the Passat from 2012 to 2015, frustrating owner experience despite the upscale looks. Tina, not alone. That generation of Passat was a lesson in looks can be deceiving, and they were. Here's one. Greg in Nevada talks about his Ford Fiesta. You know what he's going to say next, right? Transmission shuddered since day one. What about during your test drive? Did it shudder during your test drive? Dealer told me that was normal. Hate that answer. Then it got worse. By year 2, I was begging to get out of it. I didn't feel safe merging onto highways in a Fiesta. It's the only car I've ever traded early just to get my peace of mind back and your safety. The dual clutch transmission earned a reputation for having jerky shifts back then, early failure, and customer frustration just piled high with class action lawsuits to back it up. It's good that one is no longer in circulation. So if you see one, just keep on walking. This from Laura in Oregon. The Fiat 500 was her story. I bought it for the style. It was quirky and fun. But within 18 months, it broke down not once, but twice. It was loud, bumpy, cramped, and parts weren't cheap. I eventually just gave up and took the loss. Lesson learned. Charm doesn't equal quality. It's known for being unreliable, expensive to fix, and a headache to live with, which is easily found when you do a quick search. I understand the Fiat 500 had some personality, but it came with lots of mood swings and maintenance bills. This from Greg in Georgia. His Nissan Ultima during the CVT era, he writes, transmission started slipping around 80,000 miles. Dealer said it was a known issue, but I was already out of warranty, so it cost me $3,800. I'll never buy another car with a CVT again. Burned once, that is enough. Many Ultimas in the mid-2000s had CVT problems that led to early failures and massive repair bills. You can find those type of stories all over the internet. CVT can be a real pain, as you've experienced, Chris. The transmission is a ticking time bomb. It's hard to trust that brand again, I understand. If you're staying away from CVTs, you got plenty of other options. Last and least, Hummer H2 from Savannah in Colorado, which must have been fun to drive out there. She says here, I thought I'd feel like a boss driving it. I'm sure you look like it. And yeah, it turned heads, but the gas guzzling was terrible, handled like a school bus, which you probably knew during your test drive, right? And I couldn't park it anywhere, unless you went to Costco probably. The novelty wore off fast. Shiny penny syndrome, huh? And I felt stuck with a giant mistake. Giant is to say an understatement. Terrible fuel economy, clunky handling, limited practicality made the H2 one of the most regrettable full-size SUVs for daily life for a lot of drivers. The H2 was definitely a statement piece back in the day, but living with that statement every day, that's a full-time job. So there you have it. 10 of the worst cars real people have owned in the past and would never go back. Is your vehicle on that list? Which vehicle can you relate to? Some look cool, some were affordable, some were a blast for the first 5,000 miles, but in the end, every one of them became a regret for those owners. Big takeaway, don't get blinded by looks, flashy fads, marketing, or price. If you are shopping for a new or used vehicle, check quotes.everymandriver.com first. There's also a direct link below this video. You can compare real-time pricing, find the best trims, make sure you're not overpaying for a car that you wish you never bought. Thousands of people use this free search engine daily to save money on their next vehicle. Quotes.everymandriver.com. All right, now I want to hear from you. What's the worst car that you've ever owned? What made it so bad? Leave that in the comment section below so you can share your story and a cautionary tale to others who might be in the market for the vehicle that you have learned a lesson from. I hope this video helped you. If it did, give it a like and subscribe and support this channel. It takes 2 seconds. Click subscribe. I've been uploading new videos every week since 2012, almost daily the last couple of years. I'm working for you. I am the Everyman Driver for you, the Everyman Driver. Click subscribe. I appreciate your support. See you in the next one. Adios. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.